Kim does the moving into the tournament mode. I know you say you don't place a lot of importance on it, or maybe as much as you would the NCAA tournament, but is there anything you're doing differently or any special approach that you take?
No. We were off Monday, Tuesday after the game Sunday, and today was our first day back on the court. It was light. Just get some shots up and have fun, and let's get on a plane and go walk around Nashville a little bit and get on the court tomorrow. After that, we'll kind of just do like we do on all road trips. But no, it's very lighthearted, and of course we want to win. When you tie those shoes up, you want to win. But at this point, we don't even know who we're playing.
And what about Alexis? What's her status?
Same as before. She'll be on the trip with us, and I then have to decide if I'm going to let her dress out or not, because she's, one of those that might go check herself into the ball game if you have a uniform on. She'll be like, let me go shoot those free throws there at the end, Coach. So, but she's going to be on the road trip, as all the players will be, even Logan, who hasn't made any trips this year. I just feel like once you get to postseason, let everybody enjoy it. They'll probably, I think, go get their gifts, SEC gifts, things like that.
And would you talk a little bit about the two possibilities, the Kentucky, Mississippi State, maybe who you might play?
Well, I think people probably think Kentucky because Kentucky's on a roll. All their players are healthy now. Suspensions seem to be lifted, and they've won a lot of games in a row to finish eight. What would they finish? 500 in the league, I think. So they're playing well. Ryan Howard was preseason pick for Player of the Year. She made an All SEC team, and they're good. And I said all season that injuries can affect you, and I think it did affect them. And COVID situations affected them, but it seems that they have everybody back and playing very good. Now, we recently played Mississippi State, so we know they're guard-oriented. They're not going to take many mid-range shots. It's going to be threes and layups, and that's about as good a scouting report as I can give you based upon what we just recently did against those teams.
I caught your radio show last night, and you talked about the Coach of the Year stuff. Could you kind of elaborate for us, again, your view on it? And I thought it was interesting what you talked about in the Big 12 and how you approached it.
And I shared this with the kids. You're happy for Kayla Pointer and Alexis Morris, but at the end of the day, those kids would trade those All-SEC things for where they are as a team, hosting the first and second round, having a chance to fight and go to Elite Eight and a Final Four. You're happy for them because they deserve it. And we all know when you have selections that there are people that probably get things that shouldn't and those that don't get things that should. The thing that I shared with the team this morning is you are a part of history in the SEC. From what I was told, this 16-game turnaround in one season is the best that's ever been in the history of the SEC. And that's the reward that we all get. That's not one thing that is voted on. That is something that you earned. And those kinds of things are what I share with the team. As far as me, Coach of the Year, I've got enough of those to collect dust. I always wanted in the Big 12 that whoever won the league, just give them the Coach of the Year. Well, I never could get that passed. So I don't imagine they must have it in the SEC because Gary and Don were co-champions, I think, last year, and I think the lady at Georgia, Joni Taylor, got it. So it doesn't look like that me even bringing that up is going to pass either. So it's people's opinion. It's all it is, and it's not going to take away from what we have accomplished. And, man, have we accomplished a lot.
Coach, conference tournaments are always a interesting discussion. What do they mean and what not? I know on the men's side, Will Wade last year made it to the finals, and he said even if we won today, I think our seeding was decided on Friday, 2 days before.
Yes.
So what can it mean for you?
Well, I have never, if you are a team that's on the bubble, conference tournaments mean a great deal. You need to go and you need to perform well. I just have never valued a team going, getting on a roll and being a Cinderella when you've just played how many conference regular season games. The regular season in conference is just the most important part of your season. Anybody can get on a roll and win 3 games in a row and become the Cinderella and all that. I just have to trust and believe through the years it's been proven that your seeding is pretty much, if you're one of the top teams, your seeding is pretty much set in stone for the postseason. Even if you lose in the first game, how would that knock you out of what you've done for a regular season? If South Carolina were to lose the first game, is that going to knock them out of being the number 1 overall seed? I sure hope not. So I just have been fortunate to coach teams that by the time the conference tournaments roll around, I felt like we were already in the tournament, and when we were, a part of the great teams at Baylor, that we were already, a lock with our seeding, and I feel that way with this team. I'm not going to play Alexis Morris because I'm worried about the selection committee having to solidify our seed. If we haven't done it by this point, particularly when we just won it outright on the road at Tennessee against a team that has been higher seeded than us in the first 2 reveals, then they're searching, to try to move people geographically.
Kayla, just how would you describe this team's mindset going into tournament play? I mean, SEC and then beyond.
We're not gonna approach it any different. Like Coach said, obviously you want to win, but we just have more games to be played. And we're gonna go to Nashville. We're gonna get prepared, and we're gonna lock in, Thursday night before Friday, and take this game as we do any other game.
In Autumn, obviously, you and Foss have had really good games to end the regular season. Just where's y'all's confidence level at as a front court to start getting on a roll?
I think that we know that with Lex being out, we have to pick it up a little bit. The post play has been, we know that we have to be a presence. Kim stresses that every day in practice, that we have to provide a presence on offense and on defense. And I think that we've picked that up together. We've tried to do more like defensively, protecting the rim, rebounding. I've tried to bring a little more offensively, and I'm just going to continue to try to do that throughout the tournament and for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I guess that was going to kind of be my question to you, but knowing that, typically guards win, right, in postseason play, but I think for your team to have success, it has to be the post. So do you feel that sense is like now is your time, kind of?
I don't know if I would say now is our time. Our guards have been extremely successful throughout the season, and there are a lot of teams in the SEC that are guard heavy. Their guards play a lot of minutes. Our guards play 40 minutes. But I think that the difference in the game, like, for example, Florida game, the difference in the game was the post players. I think that a few of the games in the tournament, the difference in the game can be the post players. So we just have to continue to be steady, not do too much, but play our game, play within ourselves, and know that we can play with anybody.
Autumn, you came here from Vanderbilt during the off season. I'm just curious what this experience has been like for you to be part of a team that's had so much success and the big crowds and so much fun this year.
This has been a dream come true for me. When I was at Vanderbilt, we didn't win a lot of games. We actually lost in the first round of every SEC tournament that I've been to. And then my senior season, I opted out because of COVID. So being able to, for Kayla we joke about this, but she, brought me out of retirement to come play with her. And so being able to reunite with her and play for Kim Mulkey has been something that I never thought I would be able to do. So playing at this high of a level, being ranked, this is the highest ranking, well, any ranking was the highest I'd ever been, but 6. But being ranked 6th in the nation is incredible. Being a 2 seed in the tournament, being able to host, all these things are amazing, and the fans have been incredible all season. The love and support is crazy. The amount of people that show out for women's basketball games, it's just been amazing. It's been something that I've never been able to dream of, and I'm just really excited to see how it goes for the NCAA tournament because I know it's going to be a great show out for us.
KP, to be able to set history in the SEC? I know you guys aren't done yet, but kind of what does that mean to you?
Are you referring to what Coach just said? Oh, that's actually news to me too. She told us on the court just a few minutes ago, but it's amazing. I can't even put it into words, really. Kind of how we've been talking about this whole season. Don't really know how to put it into words. I think it's just a testament to how much hard work we put in, on the off season, and nobody actually, expected us to be here where we are today. But we always knew that we had a chance at being pretty good. And when you put that gel and that chemistry and the love, and wanting to play for Coach here, look at everything we've been able to accomplish. So it's been fun. It's been really, really fun. Obviously, we're not ready for it to end yet, but we're definitely thankful and blessed to be in the conversation of making history.
Time for a couple more questions.
This is for both players. Since y'all grew up playing together, I wanted to get you to reflect on how that part of it's been. Autumn, I know you just talked about how wonderful it's been to be here, but what's it been like playing with Kayla? And Kayla, I'd like to hear what you think too.
It's been amazing. I wouldn't have wanted to do my last ride with anyone else. I played with Kayla growing up and also Q at Georgia. We were trying to hopefully try to get her over here before the season started. But it didn't work out. But yeah, it's been amazing. We had that chemistry. She's my best friend on and off the court. So we've had that chemistry for a long time. So it's been great.
Yeah, I mean, kind of like she said, she's my sister. She's my best friend. We hang out all the time, like off the court, on the court. Even when we were in the off season, we go back to Georgia. We all hang out. So I joked with her, and I'm like, just come play with me. Come down here, and I mean, you'll like it. Let's just spend our last year together. And like she said, we try to get Q here just to be best friends, play last year together. But Autumn being here, Autumn is, y'all know, relentless. Like, she is one that you can't keep off the boards. Her attitude, her energy. We were missing her. That was a piece that we missed last year, and she literally is the glue to our team. She does not get enough credit for everything that she does. But I'm so happy that she's on my team, and I don't have to go against her every day.
And if you'll allow me to put you each on the spot, Autumn, do you have a Kayla story from AAU days that you can tell us? And
I don't even have
and do you have one on Autumn?
I don't even know if my memory goes back that far.
Right. It was so long ago.
Probably us winning the Nike
yeah.
Nationals together for
Yeah.
me. Kind of a way
For
that we
sure.
went out with EYBL. That's probably our most favorite basketball memory. I can't tell you about our off-court memories, but
Yeah. That's probably it.
Kelly, you said you always thought you had a chance to be good, but can you look back to the beginning of the season and you all lost to Florida Gulf Coast, who's a good team. Obviously,
Yeah.
they're ranked and everything. But the confidence level from then to now, there's thinking you can be good and knowing that you're a good team. I mean, it has to have grown tremendously over the course of the season.
yeah. Well, I think I don't know if I'm right about this, but are we the oldest team in the SEC? I think we're maybe the oldest team in the SEC. So a lot of times our experience kicks in. And I think also when you have the gel that we have for each other off the court, when you translate that on the court, that allows us to play hard for each other and want to win. And when you just build that chemistry throughout the year, I think that's been the reason as to why we've been able to be so good. Just putting repetition in practice and then playing hard for each other out there on the court. Yeah, and so look at the season that we've had. What a way to go out for. The seniors. I laughed with Cherry and I laughed at Foss, and after we won at Tennessee the other day, I said, wow, man, we're doing it. We're going out with a bang here, because like I said, this is new for all of us. We've never experienced any of this type of stuff. First win to Tennessee for us. I think the finish on 8-0, and like Autumn said, top 6 seed, maybe hosting. Coach, we haven't experienced any of this. So again, we're thankful, we're blessed, and we're just enjoying everything that's coming.
They lost a lot of close games. I think they'll tell you the first team meeting we had, I looked at how many close games they lost last year. And I said, let's flip that. And they have. I think I'm correct, Grant, in saying this. Last year, they didn't win a game in February. Look and see if I'm right.
Mm-hmm.
This February, have we lost a game? So that's another little, another little tidbit right there. And yeah, I've said it many times. We're experienced. They've experienced it all, and what a way to go out. There's no ending that can be negative with this team, no matter where it ends. There's not a negative thing other than those spoiled rotten fans now that might say, well, I wanted to go further, instead of coming back to reality and realizing what's been accomplished this year. It's been a blessing to coach them, because there's not a day you regret going on that floor because you don't want to see kids. And a lot of coaches, have to coach kids they don't enjoy coaching. And this bunch, I don't even think I opened my mouth today. In fact, I didn't. I was over there talking with Coach Messer about recruiting while they ran the practice. They just ran their own practice today, got shots up, went over plays. Let's head to Nashville.
I guess, real quick, it's totally unrelated, but how disappointed are you about Major League Baseball?
Yeah.
I'm serious, as a baseball fan.
Well,
someone who's from-
yeah, well, it's personal for me, because you had COVID going into his 5th year, and now you've got a lockout, and he's right there on the cusp of being moved up. He gets to go one game in the playoffs last year. He gets invited to spring training again. There is no spring training, so he has to report Thursday to the minor league stuff because he's not on the 40-man. Well, Major League is over here. We don't know when they'll play, but now you're going to have a minor league season? I don't know enough to give an educated opinion other than frustration, But I remember, what year was it where they wanted them to cross the picket line, if that's such a word, or go. And I actually looked at Kramer the other day and I said, I hope to goodness this finishes quickly, because the timing in his life for the two things that have gone on are not beneficial to him getting up there. But he'll stay the course. He'll stay the course. That's what he's been taught all of his life. And I don't really know all the details of what's going on, other than it's usually related to the almighty dollar in some capacity. And yeah, not good. But I also flipped the channel, Scott, to find out what's going on in Ukraine and Russia, because there's a lot of people whose kids are in the military here, and you worry about that, which is far more important than what we're going to do in Nashville, which is far more important than what Kramer's going to do in baseball. You just hope and pray that we don't have to get involved with boots on the ground with our own people. But that's who we are as the United States of America. We're everybody envies what we have and what we provide. And I'm far more attuned to kind of watching and making sure that, loved ones here don't have to go get involved in that. But yeah, you know more about what their beef is in the lockout than I do. But Kramer leaves Thursday and starts minor league stuff, which is crazy to me, because you feel like it would all be connected and nobody could go. But it's kind of separate. The minor leagues are kind of separate than what's going on with the major leagues. But I would say frustrating for him because of the timing in his life of the pandemic and now the lockout. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.